All right, welcome everyone to Pre-Market Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin with you for the rest of today's trading session. Bit of a different day from yesterday. Similar story in terms of the overall market. I mean, we're just sort of steadily moving higher here. Every day we seem to inch higher overnight, give a little back during the day, but same story. Biggest difference yesterday from today. Yesterday is just the weakness in energy and financials and the consumer staples. But we're seeing some of the same green across the screen everywhere else. But those three sectors, energy, staples, and financials, are weak today. I'll bring Joel Elconin on. Joel, recap for us, if you will, what has happened today in the market.
Good afternoon, Spencer and investors. A little bit of a turnaround. The old Tuesday turnaround. We were flirting with closing in the 3,400 handle. Even took out that pre-market high, went to 3,409, but just couldn't hold. Just couldn't hold there. I don't know if it's the Apple event wasn't what people are looking for, but you started to lose steam after that event, and then eventually we're well under 3,400 now. Still a ways off the close from yesterday. That's 33.72 in the pre-market law, or excuse me, 33.66 and a quarter. Yesterday's close 72. So a little bit of weakness here. Yep, JP Morgan news didn't help either. That's down 3 sticks, dragging down the bank stocks. Crude is up 97 cents today at 38.23, distancing itself from that support just in the lower 36 handle. Gold couldn't hold on to those gains. It was up near 2,000, 1982.40, down 310 at 1960.60. Silver sliding 60 cents off its high, is now down 7 cents at 27.28 and a half. And Bitcoin just hanging out, tried to get into that 11,000 handle, turned back at 10,975. So let's go to Mr. Israel here. And what do you want to cover here in the next 17 minutes?
Well, let's start with JP Morgan here because they are presenting. They're one of the many companies that have been presenting at investment conferences this week. They're at the Barclays conference today. And in addition to having to send home some employees who had, I guess, tested positive for coronavirus or were at least showing symptoms, they also gave some net interest income guidance for the year, and it was lower than previous guidance. So they cut it from $56 billion to $55 billion this year, and so a revised net interest income outlook for the year plus potential coronavirus at the office, and that makes for a almost 3% down day, which is also why financials are down today.
Big number here for JP Morgan. We got to 99.37. You can see we've been in a 99 to 104 trading range, just over 104. Now coming down to that major support here. So 99, a must-hold level here for JP Morgan. I mean, Jamie Dimon, I mean, he said this a long time ago that this ain't going to be easy. This is just not going to be a snapback and, whatever oil loans, retail loans or whatever. But man, financials are not participating, and perhaps that's bringing the market down to overall. But 99, just a must-hold level there for JP Morgan. Let's take a look at some of the other bank stocks. We know we got some bad news. 25 seems to be the key level here for Bank America. Citigroup, no love for Citigroup. One big red candle equals another big red candle. So financial is a definite drag on the market today.
Yeah, and then going back to the Apple event here, what's funny is you could see at the open that they wanted to just sell the news, and then someone came in a little bit later in the day, right at like 10:45, 11, was like, no, buy the news, and then they're like, oh no, sell the news. So not a lot, nothing I think that was unexpected was announced at the conference. It was or at the event, new watch. New tablet, fitness subscription bundles, bundling all their various services together. Nothing as big as the iPhone that we'll get next month. Market at this point has sold the news, but it took us a while to get there.
Yeah, let me say hi to cousin Jimmy out there and Robert Crawley saying hi to me and say hi to Agnes for me, Robert. Apple is just stuck in the mud here. That's all I can say. This 110 to 120 trading range could even get to the top of the trading range today with the old ballyhoo of the event, down 67 cents. I talked about this yesterday. This 110 is just the whole key to the market here. 110.89 was the low on the first panic sell off in tech. We got to 110 the other day. Nice bounce. Muted though, couldn't even get to 120. So the closer you get to settling down in this area, that 110 goes. I don't think 110 is going to be the low for the move here, and we just turn around and go right back up. But things tightening up. 110 to 120 has been the range, and those events are usually more hype than anything else. And I didn't watch it or see what they came up with, but just not a great consolidation is the best thing you can hope for Apple. Just keep going here, 112, 118, 118, and then finally break out above 120. But not a great reception here for Apple off the big event.
Well, the one thing you always want to watch out for, and I feel like we neglected to mention this morning, but it's a good reminder for next month also when they have their iPhone event, is every time there's any sort of Apple announcement, watch the suppliers. So today, if you look at TSM, Taiwan Semi, right, up 6%. You can go to OLED, right, Universal Display. You can go to what are some other ones? ADI, Analog Devices, is one. These Apple suppliers can move. In today's case, it's Taiwan Semi because they're using one of their chips in the latest iPad. So watch these guys; they can move.
I'm pretty convinced Apple's going to have a great iPhone cycle here. I mean, this thing, look at how old this thing is, man. This is ancient. I'm getting a new iPhone, and so is my wife whenever they come out with them.
Still a little.
So I think they're going to have a good iPhone cycle, and that's going to be good. The company's more than that, though. Their services. Let's see if the services packages they offered. I know they're trying to go head to head with Peloton there a little bit. Keep an eye on the suppliers. I just, if they can live by the iPhone alone, then I think they're fine. They got tons of cash. They're buying back stock. Just 110. That's all. I just can't get that level out of my mind. Mark that down for better or for worse in Apple.
Okay, and then one more story I want to get to before we go to tickers from the chat is, the only question being asked these days, aside from when are we going to get a vaccine, is okay. Well, what areas of the economy have recovered and which areas haven't? And we got two more data points today, one from Starbucks and one from Caterpillar. Starbucks said that their August comp sales were down 11%, and Caterpillar said that their August, let me get the exact number here. Their August, it was machinery sales. Let me find the exact reading before I butcher it.
Okay.
It was August retail machine sales fell 20% on a rolling 3-month basis. That was the same as the drop in July. So there was no recovery in August in terms of Caterpillar's retail machine sales, and then the Starbucks data was also actually the Starbucks data was better because the drop is getting better. The sales decline is getting smaller. So two more pieces of data we have
Yeah.
here as far as what areas are recovering and what areas are not.
So what you're saying is people are back to drinking expensive coffee,
And
right?
they're not building industrial buildings.
Uh, well, mixed bag here. First for the Starbucks. I mean, this is only if you're a Starbucks trader, Starbucks investor, you just got to worry about getting over 89 bucks here, right? You had a high at 88.98, then you had a high at 88.75. Those were back on the second and third. That's what you need to clear. It came from under, just below 84, but that's what I'm looking at. That's also what you got a monthly high going back at 90.51 from February pre-COVID or that month of COVID. It's just a big area after, a nice rally, but clearing 90, that would be the next leg up. Now, Cat, I mean, if they're selling to people that build in houses, then they should be doing okay. Selling to industrial buildings, I don't know about, but just a big drop near the open, and then just a step down seller the whole day. I don't know. I think you can wait for 145 in this one, 145, 146. One big red candle usually precludes another big red candle. So I'm looking to see if the cat will be a little bit more patient. Let's see it come in 145, 146.
All right, let's go to actually one more before I go to the chat. I want to look at XLRT, second day in a row. That sorry, XLRE is the
Oh, you keep giving me the wrong one.
and I do. XLRE, second day in a row that real estate is leading the way here for the overall sectors. Um, that's 2 good days. I mean, it's up here at a key level, but it's knocking on the door, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's sleepy. It did break out here a little bit. You broke out over 37. I don't know. That 37 seems to be a tough area. You had a high 37.20 here. You failed miserably. Here, you had a high here 37.20. Again, failed miserably. Today's high 37.24. There you go. Clear that 37.24 from today. Close above that. You got another leg up. Let's see what this monthly high is in here. 37.86. Not a huge mover. It's just rotation. Let's just get in this, rent this for a couple days and a slow rotation. But this has been holding up here. So see if we can get a extend. I don't understand this with, what is going on, the realist, office buildings and strip malls and everything. But maybe the market knows something we don't. Nice bounce in the S&Ps off 33.78.50. We're back knocking on the door here at 33.90. This just got to do this one from the chat right away. We've been talking about Tupperware.
I was going to bring it up.
Every
time I look at this chart, I'm surprised. I'm never not surprised looking at this chart.
And I don't know, Andrew, I hope you've been buying this thing, because I think he talked to us about like $4 or $5. The bump up after earnings, long consolidation, another bump up, and then it looked like you're going to consolidate again, and then you broke out. I mean, I don't know. $30? Can you say $30 in this one? Maybe
30,
hold out.
30 is what D.A. Davidson said this morning.
Okay, good old D.A. Davidson. 30.38, man. That's a big move off an analyst move. That makes me a little nervous. I would keep an eye on this one. Broke out from 24. So if you wanted, you got a gap in Tupperware. I mean, who would have thought about that? So maybe, stick your stop at 23.75 or something underneath here. But a gap and go. Unbelievable stock here. Where did this get to in March? $1.15.
Oh my God.
$1.15, and now I don't know, Andrew. Do you take pride? You got yourself in and get yourself out.
The puns write themselves with this one. So we will move on before we go too crazy on Tupperware. What about a couple people mentioning GAN here? We talked about this one this morning, I think, very briefly. Down 2%. Down 10%, down $2.
Really?
So.
Trouble in Ganville. Oh boy, we are heading for this low right here, folks.
I have not seen the headline, so I cannot tell you if there's a
1685. I mean, if you don't think you're going there, then man, oh man, you need your head examined. Put a triple top in 1974, 1974, 1982. So wall there at 20. Let's see. Like I said, we'll see a test of this low, 1685, and then you get back to the IPO low. But sure looks like we're heading under $17 here in GAN. I mean, it has a high P. How are some of these? How are some of these other stocks doing? Penn, who's had a nice run, that's holding on to gains today. New all-time high, hit $70. Donkey Kong, let's see how that's doing. Another all-time high that hit $50, but that reversed. Not a good. I mean, it's made a new all-time high. I don't like the way it's $1.70 off that intraday high.
We will ask Jason Rasnick on Friday what he plans to do with this one, but because we know he was He was pounding the table on game a couple months
He's
ago.
going to keep buying. He'll
Yeah.
keep buying.
All right, we'll find out on Friday. What about Peloton here? Do we mention them yet?
Oh, man.
Good day for.
No, it was a great day, and then it got appled, got up to 88. I'm nervous owning this stock. It's not I shouldn't be. It's not a big position. When I see something get that close to 100, have two big red candles, now it's trying to battle its way back. I mean, I saw they said something about they're going to have 1 million people on their bikes. I did do it yesterday because it's a little cool here in Michigan, so I couldn't go swimming or ride my bike. I got the valuation willies on this one, but 80 to 100, let's call it 98. That was the high. Let's see if we can get to 89. How close did we get today? We got to 88.50. So boom, boom. This has got to clear 89, get back into that 90 handle. But finally, after 2 bad days, 2 good days, semi-good days, the Apple didn't help it today. Definitely did not help it.
Keep an eye after the bell on FedEx and Adobe. They're actually the only interesting earnings reports
I know.
I think, and they're both going to be after the close today. So
big expectations here for FedEx. I'd be keeping an eye on, let's just call it 240. I know you got up to 241 yesterday, 239.85 today. That just kind of tells me someone's working out of a piece here at 240. Keep an eye on that. If it blasts to 241, 242, 243, then comes back down through that 240 area, hit it the minimum on the way down, I think I would head for the X on that one. S&P's trying to close 33.90 or better. That'd be a new rebound high off that low we had. Last week's lows down at 32.86.
I'm looking at FedEx and UPS together here, and UPS gapped up on their report. FedEx moved with it. Wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing happen today. So,
yep, UPS, they've been moving in unison. This a little bit better performer, all-time high. It will move initially off the FedEx numbers, but it moves on its own too. So, follow it closely, but don't, after the initial number, don't fall in love with it.
All right, we got less than a minute left in the session. How are we looking here today?
Nice 13-point rebound off the lows at 33.78.50. Couldn't get near that closing price of 33.72. So nice rebound. I do see some stocks settling just near their lows. JP Morgan migrating toward that $99 level. We will have to keep an eye on that one. Apple went red. Now it's back green on the session. Still, 110 to 120 in Apple. And we'll see how those earnings reports treat the market. But strong close for the market here, getting now 14 points off that intraday low.
And remember that FedEx is also one of these reports that people look to in terms of measuring the health of the economy, right? Because of their importance in everything, right? In commerce and the flow of business. So FedEx could temper the overall market tomorrow morning or today after the report and also tomorrow morning. So be mindful of that. Please remember all the information from our broadcast are meant to be used for informational and entertaining purposes, not for investment advice. You can catch a replay of this on YouTube, catch our podcast, where our morning show is available on all the major podcast platforms. And that's the close.
Who's our guest tomorrow, Spence?
Who is our guest tomorrow? I just booked a guest for Thursday. I booked another guest for Thursday. Tomorrow is Kenny Glick from Hit the Bid. And then on Thursday, we've got Mark Chaikin at 8:15 and Will Hershey from Round Hill Investments. They've got the sports betting ETF, BETZ is the symbol. That'll be on Thursday's show. But tomorrow we got Kenny Glick on. So it'll be always a fun show with Kenny. So that's it for us for now. Everyone have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on Wednesday.